Hey, what's up everybody? Today I'm going to be showing you how to make legs in Unity. This is completely free to do because we're going to be making these from scratch. Just thought I'd point that out with these two programs. Same things we use to make the hands in Unity. But here, when I say legs, I kind of mean his whole body, your character's whole body. Like such in the game Outlast, if you've ever played it or seen videos, if you look down, you can see your character's whole body, his arms, legs, torso, everything. That's kind of what we're going to be doing here. So, once you download Makehuman, Blender, and of course, if you're looking this up, you probably already have Unity. First things first, we're going to go into Makehuman to make the character. And we're using Makehuman version 1, so just thought I'd get that out there. We're not using any of the alphas. It loads. This is just letting you know that you can add, that there could be, it just depends on what you do, but I'm gonna make sure we don't do any of that. Okay, here's a character. You can adjust the character to however you want. 43 is a little old. Adjust him however you feel like it. It's your choice. But I, of course, strongly suggest you give him clothes. Jeans, shirt, jacket too, and then shoes. Pose/animate, you're going to want to give them a basic rig. It doesn't matter what you do for the rest. It's however you want your character to look, but we need a basic rig. Otherwise it's not really going to work out. Basic. None of the others. Basic. Okay, so first things first. We can go ahead and save this. I'm going to save it here under my models, but we're not going to need this through the rest of the video. This is just save in case you want to come back and customize your character later. I'll just name him Unity Tut for tutorial character. And we're going to save. And press save. Now we're going to export him. We're going to export him as a Blender exchange. I'll explain what that is in a minute. We're going to... yeah. I'll show you where it is later, but we're gonna name it Unity Tut Character Export, and it is exporting him now. And if you want to give him hair, you can. I just didn't because we're not going to be looking at the character per se. We just want his everything from the shoulders down, really. Okay, so we're done with Makehuman. Now we're going to open Blender. And using Blender, we're going to make our character a walking animation. We're also using the newest version of Blender, which is 2.69. But if you have Blender version 2, any version of Blender 2 point anything, you'll be fine for this. You're gonna right click the cube and press X to delete, enter, and we're gonna go to File. We're gonna go to User Preferences, Add-ons, Import, Export, and here we're going to be, this is the Blender Exchange. And here, this is what I'm talking about, Blender Exchange. That's what we exported it as. So you want to make sure this is checked off because this is telling Blender, hey, we can send in models from Makehuman into the game. But one thing else you need to do, you need to go to File and make sure this is checked off. Auto Run Python Scripts. This is just, I don't know what it does. I can explain it, but it tells you if you try to import a Makehuman model from Blender Exchange without this checked off, it'll tell you need to, so go and do that and save user settings. Okay, so now we're going to go to File, and we're going to import our Makehuman model. which is, it's wherever you saved it, but I saved it under my documents. Makehuman version 1 exports, and here he is. We're going to import image X, which is Makehuman. And here we are. And this is our model. We'll add textures when we actually get into Unity, but that's not needed quite yet. So we're going to come over here, and we're going to select this, because this is going to let us pose our character. And you can get rid of colors and shapes. It'll make it easier when it comes to giving the animation. And you're going to come down here, and you're going to select this. This is going to allow us to move our character around. Well, his bones. So now we're going to make a simple walking animation. Sorry. Okay. Let's move that back. I'm going to be close together, but not too far apart. And oh yeah, here first. Lean his neck back a little bit, cause his head will get in the way when we go to play the game. When we go to put him in the game, just make sure to lean back just a little bit. Okay, so that's pretty good. So we're gonna press A to select all, then press I, select Lock Rot, which stands for location rotation. So that pretty much just gave us our first pose in our animation, is what that did. We're going to come over here to 9, and we're going to start the walking animation. We're going to put his arm up. I'm sorry if this seems like a crappy animation to you guys. It's not supposed to be perfect, just for tutorial's sake. And lift his leg. And let's lift it a little higher, actually. We're going to press A to select all again, press I, location rotation. We're going to come back to our first, I don't know, we'll call him a slide, I guess. It's not a slide, but anyway, you're going to come to pose, and you're going to copy pose. I'm going to come over here to about, let's go 14. Come over here to pose. Once you're in slide 14, right here, pose, and paste pose. And then press A to select all again, I, location rotation. Come over here to this one, and then select pose, copy pose, and we'll come over here to say 21. Yes, that'll be fine. 21, and we're going to select pose, paste X flipped pose. And then press I, select all by pressing A, press I again, press location rotation. Come back to our first slide one more time, copy it again, and we'll come to 24, that's fine, and we'll location rotation it one more time. And then you're going to come over here, and we're going to make sure your end slide is the same as this, as your final outcome, which is 24 for me. It's whatever you set your walking animation as, but if you did just like me, it's going to be 24. And we're going to play it. Go ahead and... oh shoot, my bad. Didn't mean to do that. Alright, so here he is. Let's play our animation. It's kind of a crappy animation, but it's just for video's sake. Okay, so now that that's done, you're going to come back over here. You're going to select this. Go down to Dope Sheet. Drag this out to see better. Now come over here, by key, and press Dope Sheet again. Press Action Editor. Oh, we're going to have to drag it out even more. And now, right here, we're giving a name of the animation we just made. So we're just giving it character underscore walking underscore anim for animation. Press enter. And now we're done in Blender. After you go to File, Export, and we're going to export as an Autodesk FPX. You can name it Unity character underscore export, so we know it's the export. Dot FBX. Make sure it's a .fbx. I'm going to save it to my desktop. Save it wherever you want. And we're going to export it. it may take a second, considering the fact that we gave them an animation. The more animations you give your characters, the longer it's going to take. So this is what we need, but first things first, we're also going to go back to our documents. Makehuman, version 1, exports, and find your textures. It's wherever you saved it, but that's where I saved it. And this is what we're going to need to import to Unity. So let's go ahead and open Unity. Can't even really read that here. There. Okay. We're gonna create a new project, and we'll just name this Legs Tutorial. Did I close it on accident? What? Okay, there. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened there. My computer doesn't really like me. What? Are you kidding me? There. Okay, so now we're in Unity. You're gonna come up to terrain, create terrain, unless you already have something set up, of course. And here's my terrain. I'm gonna import. If you started from scratch like me, follow these steps. Import package, character controller. We are importing our character technically. Yeah, for all I know, you could already have a scene set up. If you do, you don't gotta worry about this part, but if you just open a new project like me, go and follow this tutorial part of the tutorial. I'm sorry, I cannot talk today. Okay, standard assets, character controllers, drag our first person controller into the game, make sure it works. Nope. I gotta pick them up a little more and make sure it works. Okay, so it works. Next, we are going to go ahead and game object, create other, directional light, lighting for the game. Okay, so now we're gonna, actually we don't need to minimize it. We're gonna drag it over here, and now we are going to add our character and his textures. Drag him in there. I actually probably shouldn't have dragged the whole textures folder. Now I'm going to have to drag everything out of there one by one. My bad. I'm sorry. Because we're going to add our textures into our material folder. Material folder will be created automatically when we add our FBX file. Because the materials are their objects on the player that you can add textures to. In case you didn't know that if you're a complete noob to Blender. I mean, Unity, oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Have a little face, you can't talk at all. Okay. Okay. Now that that's done, this is our character. Go ahead and press your character down here in the assets area. Go to rig, make sure generic is selected, and go to the name of your character. It should be under camera, lamp, and then the name of your character, which for this video I named it Unity character underscore export, but it's whatever you named it. Press apply. Okay, and we're gonna delete that camera. We don't need it. Okay, so now that we have that, we're gonna come over to animations. Come over here, press default take, and press the subtraction sign, which gets rid of it. And now make sure your walking animation is selected, and make sure this is our walking animation. And it is. Okay, so now we're gonna come over here. We're gonna press loop pose, which just for the video, we're going to loop the pose. If you don't want to do that, you don't need to. If you want to only make the walking animation happen when your character starts walking, you're going to have to make a script for that, which I'm not going to do. Okay, so now that that's done, We're going to take our textures and make sure that you're in your materials folder. That was my bad by not putting them there. I'm sorry about that. Okay, now come to our materials. You don't need to do the eyes. Jacket, you want the jacket diffuse. We're gonna, oh, here. You're not gonna know what it looks like. I'm gonna show you why we're doing this. We're gonna drag your character into the game. Now take your character, put it on the first person controller, not on the main camera. Don't do that. For a lot of videos, a lot of people say put it on the main camera, don't. Not for this one. There's times when you do, but then with this one you're not. So after you drag it into the first person controller, come over here to position for 0, 0, and 0, and scale it to 13, 13, and 13. Okay. And next we're gonna come down here, press this little arrow triangle thing by your name of your character, scroll down till you find your anim, character walking anim, and we're going to drag that into the first person controller. Okay, make sure it loaded. Okay, so let's try this. It's hard to line it up just right. It's a lot harder than you think. Back even more. Almost there. And there we go. But we're not playing the animation and we don't have any of our materials, so we're going to add that now. And actually, why wasn't the animation playing? Drag that onto there. Oh, I didn't drag it onto there, my bad. Drag your animation, drag it into the name of your character. I don't know where I dragged it, but we're gonna name it walking _ anim. Press enter. And now it should work. See, now he's walking. Which is really cool. Okay. So next things next, we're gonna add textures to our character by coming over here, materials, jacket, grab jacket diffuse, drag it onto there. Jeans, grab jeans basic diffuse, drag it onto there. And we want our shoes, our sports shoes. And then grab the shoes texture and drag it into there. But for shoes texture, come into diffuse, transparent, diffuse, just to make sure the shoes look fine. Okay, so now we're going to start again. If you ask me, that looks pretty fine, other than the white marks on his arm. That is something that can be fixed in Blender. I'm not going to show you how to do that, but it can be. And here, I messed up a little bit right there. One of his feet is falling to the floor. Just a little bit of my bad. Just drag this up. Oh. Yeah, that'll be fine. Oh, but we need to scoot it back a little more now. See, I messed up. That's my bad. I shouldn't have picked the character up higher. Drag him back down. Anyway, you saw the outcome, so you know how it works. And I really hope it helped. But I'm just going to try and fit this back here again. But you already know the outcome, so everything should just be just fine. This is the hardest part of it all, lining this up. Oh yeah. Anyway, so you see what he looks like, and yeah. I hope this really helped all of you. because I couldn't find a single tutorial out there for making legs in Unity or UDK or anything. So anyway, I hope this really helped. So like, subscribe, and share. Press F11 there. Oops, sorry. Thought I paused. I quit, but